Let's go! I'm in Mount Rainier, Washington. Guys, how you doing? It's Henry. I'm Mowers and Mowers. I'm back from my weeks-long graduation week over in Seattle, Washington to watch my son graduate from college. Had a good time, but I mean, flying home, man, 5 hours, 5.5 hours, packed flight, cramped in the window seat for 5.5, it's just torture, you know what I mean? Couldn't wait to get off that damn plane. Anyway, so this is the first day that I'm back, and Nick from Bellport has a carcass of crap for me. I really don't really want it, but I made the guy keep it in his backyard for a week, so I have to go get it. He says it's a Toro, 1238 or 42 tractor, the typical Toro tractors, which just, they're very good. I've had like a bunch of them, but has no engine in it. So I figure I'd get that. At the same time, when I dropped off my dog Boba at my cousin's house, they watched him for a week. His tractor, the red one, the Craftsman riding mower, 30-inch one that I gave him a few years back, it no longer works. So I said to him that he could have my Husqvarna, and I'll come back and get the Craftsman. I could take the engine out of that Craftsman and put it on the Toro I'm getting today, and then put that pull rope Kawasaki that I just picked up and put it in the 30-inch Craftsman, and then I'll sell my cousin half price because he's my cousin, right? The Husqvarna, so I get rid of that too. So that's my plan moving forward. I don't know how long it's going to take, whatever. But I'm off to Nick from Bellport's house to pick up that carcass. No engine, just a Toro lawn tractor, but he says everything's there. We'll see when we get there. Okay, I'm at Nick's house. Got my tripod here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Nick is at work. He told me his wife is home, I think, and I should just come and take it. Oh, there it is. It's right here. Surprisingly, the deck is not rotted. Usually with these, the deck is trashed. I don't know what it is with it. Very rare to get a Toro with a good deck. Very rare. And it's usually red. This is a hydro. It's cool. You know how you can tell? Hydros have this pedal. It says HXL, so it's a 1438. 14 horsepower engine, which of course Nick used for another thing, and it's a 38 wide, which is cool. Has nice tires. This is a little puffy. Looks like it holds air, and the hood is mostly intact. Usually these hoods are trashed. Cool. I'll set up the tripod and on time lapse and see us load this up. So I've got it set up to go up pretty easily, I think. I put a battery back into my winch area. It's been charging all this time, but just always forget to put it in there. But it's a good thing I have jumper cables, jumper packs. This rolled really easily when I pulled the transmission disengage lever, but you have to keep holding it. So it was kind of tough to hold it and pull it at the same time. So I got some ratchet straps to hold it. So it was easy to pull it out. And I just hooked it onto this ratchet strap. It shouldn't be too heavy. So we'll just pull this up. And he also gave me a bag of old carburetors. I have like 1,000. But I can't throw it away. Power on. In. Let me hold it for slack. Go. So you guys remember, without the curved kind, it's just flat. Deck gets stuck on that thing. This is actually the first time I'm using these fold-up ramps that I got from Vevor. So let's see if it gets hung up. It's really close to my cargo carrier. Piece of cake! I just got home, no problem. Sketchy is working out great. So I was thinking, I'm probably gonna put that engine that I just got, the pull start Kawasaki, on it, because, I mean, you know, I don't want to take the good engine out of that Craftsman from my cousin, because that, you know, it's supposed to be there, you know what I mean? I think I could just get that going. So you know what? I'm just gonna put that engine on here, see if it runs. I'll sell it for like cheap, $300-400 bucks. I don't know, to be honest with you, I haven't seen a pull start lawn tractor in a long time, except for those Forrest Gump snappers. Anyway, I'll unload it and we'll bring it to the garage. So that wasn't too bad. The deck got hung up on the ramps. Why? Because the bolts that hold up this bracket here fell down. So I had to stick a screwdriver through that hole, stick that bolt that fell out over there, so that the front of the deck wasn't so low. It's still very low, but I need to find some bolts to bolt that back on. Also, typical thing that Nick does when he gets frustrated is that he cuts the belt so that it easily comes off. So no matter what, I need to get a belt. I have lots of belts. I should have a belt for that. I don't know if that's the drive belt or the mower deck belt. Looks like the mower deck belt, because this is the drive belt, I believe. So the mower deck belt is cut. That's okay. Also, the hood affixes onto this thing with some bolts. I don't know exactly how, I forget. I think it's there. But this is a nice platform for me to just put the engine on here. Look at that that little bit of clearance here between the back mounting bolt and the dash tower. It's not much clearance at all. How did the Courage fit on here? You know what I'm saying? Because the Courage is kind of fat back here. I don't know how it fit on there with that, like that. And also, can't you could tell, right, that the engine looks like it's offset to the left a little bit more. While I was away in Seattle, some of the products came from the reviews. There's a company called Wild Badger. I did a couple of Weed Whacker reviews for them in the past, and they recently asked me if I would do a video where I compared a Husqvarna Weed Whacker to theirs. How the performance is for the Husqvarna compared to their Wild Badger, because they basically made theirs mimicking this. However, this is 3 times more expensive than theirs. So I'll be doing a comparison video. They're going to be sending me another one of their Wild Badger Weed Whackers, and I have to do a video comparing the Husqvarna one. This Husqvarna one, how much would you guys say that's worth? $200? Anyway, also Vevor sent me a table. It's one of those kitchen tables, the stainless steel ones with wheels on them. I'm going to use it as a workbench. And they also sent me a new shed. It's heavier than hell. So stay tuned for a video on me putting up yet another shed. It's not the super big ones. It's big enough to put my motor scooter in, maybe a couple mowers. That's what I need, actually, you know, just more storage for the motor scooter, so I don't have to keep it in the garage all the time. So I'm not going to be able to continue to work on that Toro today because I got into a fight with my mother on the phone. But that's normal. I get into fights with my mother all the time. She's getting older, so I have to be a little bit more understanding. Anyway, I have to go to her house tomorrow and help her clean out a lot of stuff and make her feel better, you know, as I'm cleaning out some of my stuff to make me feel better. Although it's very hard for me to throw things away. Anyway, so I'll get to it when I get to it. You guys will see the continuation of this video on the day that I start working on that. In the meantime, I'm putting you guys on camera now because I want to tell you that while I was talking to my mother, Andy the Brit came by and he told me that he was walking his dog. And he says that there's a lawnmower with a bagger on the side of the road here that's just a couple of blocks away from our house. So I'm going to flip you around. I'm on it right now and I think I see it. Yes, there it is. See it? It's an Mtd. Ooh, it's not bad. Oh, it's one of those new engines. Cool, I like them. No cutting, no editing, one motion. Just like that movie, 1917. It is a Troy-Bilt, I think. MTD. Oh, yard machines, close enough. Auto choke, 550EX, I think. Yep, 550EX, 140cc. Cool, looks nice. Why do people throw away such nice things? Does it matter? I will take it. I love how I have so many people always looking out for me. If they see a mower, they always say, hey, Henry could use that. And I can. I guess that's one of the reasons why I get all my shit for free. That's right, free. Is because I have a lot of people giving me the Carburets. I'm very fortunate, actually. And living in an area where people can afford to just throw shit out. You know what I mean? You go into a place where the cost of living isn't that much. It may be much for them. But if they break something, they'll try to fix it. They're not going to just throw it away and buy a new one, you know? Here in Long Island, it's not like that. People have money here, so if it doesn't work, they chuck it out and buy another one. That's how it is here. Good for me. All right, and the amount of stuff I have, I gotta tell you, I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed, you know. You know what? It's just stuff. That's it. As long as I have the room to keep it, I'll get to it eventually. And eventually I will sell it. So I have to not feel like I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. What do you think? Should I just try starting it right now? I mean, who throws away a perfectly good mower, right? Check the Earl. That's some Earl black. There's gas in it. No primer, right? Auto choke. Let's see. Picked it right off the street. Does sound a little rough. I was just about to roll it into the back, but I think I might have to work on it.
Henry, you don't have any room in your garage?
That's right, I don't. While opening my packages, big shout out to my buddy and longtime subscriber and probably Mowers Blower's biggest fan, Roger McDonald. He saw in a previous video where I was welding something with my new stick welder, and I only had 2 electrodes left. So what does he do? He buys me a whole box of Hobart electrodes. This is gonna last me a long time. Roger, I can't thank you enough for the generosity that you've provided me over the year. Many years actually, donating to the channel, buying my stickers, and sending me stuff that I need for the channel. I'm glad you enjoy the channel and you contribute on a regular basis. Big time thanks to you there, Roger. Really appreciate it. Also very deserving of a shout out on the Mowers and Blowers Wall of Fame. Roger's Mowers, fix and flip. He's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Just as I was finishing that, somebody texted me about this. He wants to see it in the morning. So, you know, I found this on the street too, fixed it up, and let's see if it starts. So, a little bit of a complication. I primed it, started right up, but then died, and now it seems like it sputters a lot. What I think is, because this had a hole in the cap, it has rained, so perhaps water got into the fuel tank. So do I have to drain the fuel tank and the carburetor, put new fuel in there? I think if I want this to be sold, it has to be done regardless if I sell it to this guy or not. Yeah, it sputters like there's water in there. You know, I'll just loosen up the fuel line to the gas tank, let it drain all the gas out of there or whatever's in there. And there's a little thing on the bottom of the carburetor that I can open up and have all the water drain out. Let's see if it's water. So I let some gas out into a container. And it doesn't really look, I mean, there's a little bit, but not enough to make it, you know, sputter like that. And then, so I took the carburetor off, and I mean, it is the old carburetor, but look at the 2 screws, holes right there. They're stripped. This one wouldn't even tighten, you know what I'm saying? So this is kind of a bad carburetor because the guy who messed with it put 2 screws that don't belong there. He put torque screws in here, and it just doesn't fit, you know? Look, this one just goes in like that, like pushing it. Doesn't even grip on, you know? So it kind of needs to be kind of tight, and I'm gonna try to find some proper screws for this. So just to play it safe, you know what I mean? I have a carburetor, brand new, from my friends over at HIPA parts. And so I'm just going to replace it. They're, you thought I was gonna say identical, didn't you? I played that out too much.
Identical.
They're the same. The O-ring looks a little different. This is like plastic. This is plastic too, but it looks rubber. And inside there is an O-ring. You could feel it. So I'm just gonna put this one on and see if it sounds better. I'm gonna try to find some screws that fit this though. I think it's like a crazy screw, like a 9/32 or something. It doesn't sound so good. It sounds sputtery, so I don't think it's the carburetor. So I was thinking, it's got bad gas in it. See how it's kind of cloudy? I bet you there's water saturated in here. That's why it's not running very good. I'm going to drain the gas from the remainder of that tank and put fresh gas in and try. So I've drained the remainder of the tank. It was mixed in with 2-stroke oil. Don't bother with that. And I let it run. The fuel line is not even connected to the carburetor. Let the carburetor, I mean, let me tell you, without any fuel going into the carburetor, it still ran for like 5 minutes. So it's a big bowl on that carburetor. So I'm going to put some fresh gas in there and see if it sounds better. All right. I just put some fresh gas in. It just didn't sound right, you know? So it sounds better, and it seems more powerful too. That's all I'm messing with. I've done enough to a $100 mower. So now I kind of remember. This one here, the valves wouldn't tighten anymore. I tried to do a valve lash on it and it wouldn't tighten anymore. So I think it's out of spec in terms of the valves, which is why it's sputtering. So you know what? To be fair to the guy, I'll bring that one too. The one I just picked up, it's the same damn thing. That's just an auto choke and that runs just fine. So if he doesn't like this one, I'll give him that one. Right? I'll take the bag off. He didn't expect a bag, so I'm not giving him a bag. And then I'll change the head on this one because I have an extra head. I just don't have time to do it right now. So I'll bring both and hopefully we'll sell one of them. So it's the next day. And that lawnmower I was going to sell today doesn't really start very well now. It starts a little bit and then it wants to die. So I think it has something wrong with the valves or something. Either way, I'll bring the other one for the guy. It's an auto choke, but I won't charge him any more money. And I'll fix the valve when I have more time. Here's the other one, the auto choke one. This sounds perfect. Who just throws a perfectly working lawnmower out? Whatever, picked it up yesterday, gonna sell it today. Fast turnaround. I normally don't do this, but if I want to make a sale, I gotta bring two to ensure I get a sale. Not to mention the fact that the guy's driving like 45 minutes away from his house, so chances are he's not going to want to leave empty-handed, you know? So whatever, I got it for free. That's right, free. 100% profit no matter what happens. Okay, so it's Dunsky. Exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. It ran, but then it just stopped, you know? I told them, I said, I left it outside in the rain because it did rain last night and this gas cap had a hole in it. So I said, oh, it probably has some water in it, whatever. But I was truthful with him. I said, you know, I have this other one here. It's exactly the same thing. It's a little bit better because it has an auto choke. You don't have to prime, you know? And so he's like, oh, well, let's look at that one, you know, because I need it to run consistently. And so, yeah, I said, no problem. So I told him it was a little bit more money because it's an auto choke. But then, wait and see. And then he said, okay, so he started up, no problem. He just pulled it himself and it ran fine, whatever. The one that I found on the street, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, he says, I'll take this one, but you have to do better for the price. And I says, well, you know, you drove a long way and I promised you this one and it doesn't really work right because it probably has water in the gas tank. And I'll give it to you for the same price. So he's like, I appreciate that. So he was happy about it. And, you know, all in all, at the end of the day, right, as long as they left me with the mower that they want, for the price that they expected, it was a successful sale for everybody. Because for me, I didn't lose the sale because I had almost the exact mower that I found on the street yesterday that runs great. So, as promised, $125. So, got rid of another mower, picked another one up. I guess I'll try to fix this one, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been a good day. Anyway. Look at that, huh? Vevor sent me a new shed. I'm very excited. It looks bigger than on the internet, you know what I mean? It's very big. It's like 8 feet tall and I don't know, but it's good size. I can put all my stuff in there now. Very excited.
So it feels great to have the amount of storage that I have now. I don't know how long this thing will last because, as you guys know, my sheds blow away whenever there's a big wind or something. I think I'm gonna do what I did with that shed over there and get some cinder blocks and put it on all 6 posts here, secure it down so the weight is heavy. Always keep the door closed if you're expecting a big wind. I've got most of my things that I need to fix still in here now instead of the side of the house. And still I have plenty of room to put the scooter, park the scooter right in there. Also eventually when I get it going, the snowmobile, park it right in there. It's perfect. I've been using this Power Smart electric dual blade 26-inch electric lawnmower for the past month or so. Every weekend I mow. Actually every 3 or 4 days I mow the lawn. While I've never been convinced about electric stuff, this is pretty good. I mowed the whole front, side, and back, 1 battery, 1 charge. So it works really well so far. So I'm pretty happy with this. I just keep this in here now, you know, and whip out a battery, put it in, and go, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did a lot. I'm exhausted. You know what? You gotta hustle, right? If you don't work, you won't make any money. Funny that keeps you active and fit too. In the summer, I usually don't even eat. I have 1 meal a day. We did a lot today. Pick, fix, flip, put together stuff, move stuff around. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.